This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
You guys said you liked my sass, so here we go. Things piss me off, or grind my gears, if you will. And I don't always get to be completely honest about those, and there isn't necessarily the perfect opportunity for me to complain. So I figured, why not wrap up the end of the year with a little bit of a rant? Today, I'm gonna give you my hot takes, which is a kind way of saying it, but really it means some things I don't like or don't agree with that are tech, camera, photo, video related for 2022. Because I thought that would be fun. Yay. The Sony a6600. I genuinely don't understand why this camera is still a current offering from Sony, to be honest. It's a 24.2 megapixel crop sensor interchangeable lens camera priced at $18.99 Canadian. And you know what else is a 24.2 megapixel crop sensor interchangeable lens camera from Sony? The ZV-E10, except, oh yeah, it's less than half the price. It's $900. Sure, the ZV-E10 is missing IBIS, a viewfinder, and a better battery weather sealing over the a6600, but it's less than half the price. In fact, if you want to spend $1,900, then just buy the A7C for crying out loud. I know they came out with the ZV-E10 later, but still, why do you just have them left over? I don't understand. The A7C is a few $100s more at $21.99, but then you get a full frame sensor and all of these other features. Oh, and an articulating screen, like the ZV-E10. Am I losing it? It just seems silly at this point for the a6600 to even exist, in my opinion, but I digress. So this is like a thing that people say all the time, and sometimes I agree, but mostly I don't. So when people say gear doesn't matter, or the best camera is the one that you have on your body at the time. So I understand that people are trying to be poetic when they say this stuff, but in reality, the gear sometimes does matter. I know what you're wondering. Will there be a day when my phone camera equals or surpasses the quality of my professional camera? Obviously not. Okay, so the reason people are shooting more with their phones is not because it's better quality, but that's a debate for a different day. Let's say you're photographing a football game and the players are all the way across the court about to score the puck in the basket. Love sports. But all you brought with you is a 16-35 G master lens. You plan on getting that shot you want? Good fucking luck. Trust me, I understand that capturing a photo is about capturing that moment in time. So yes, by default, the best camera you have would be the one that you have on you if you don't have anything else. But it might not actually be the best piece of gear to capture that moment. So all I'm saying is, it's important that you understand what genres and styles you shoot most, and then buy your gear based around that. It won't do you any good if you shoot a ton of sports, but you don't have a telephoto lens, And that being said, you don't need to always have the latest, greatest pieces of tech. Camera tech moves pretty slowly, meaning that a camera you've owned 5 or 6 years ago is probably just still good enough to get the job done. So keep in mind, if a new camera or lens that comes out does have the features you absolutely need to do a certain job, then that's where I would say, yeah, then go ahead, buy the gear. Choose the gear you invest in selectively, because first of all, it's expensive, but second of all, more isn't always better, okay? However, choosing good quality gear will pay out dividends in the long run.
You enjoying this video? Cool. Couple things I'm gonna ask you to do then. 1, maybe subscribe to my channel. 2, listen to me talk about Squarespace for a minute. Thanks. I used Squarespace to make my website. I legitimately did, even before they paid me to do this ad. The template I chose was clean and stylish, and I literally built it myself. I really struggle with design, but Squarespace made it super easy for me to showcase my portfolio beautifully. The platform is super easy for me to customize, update regularly, and I can get analytics about the purchases made on my digital products through my online store. And I run my own business, so I don't have time to learn a whole new platform. All right, so head over to Squarespace for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can use this code right here to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks, Squarespace. Now back to the video.
Hopping on the camera brand wagon. So there was a point 4 or 5 years ago where certain camera brands definitely had the bigger market share over others, and I mean for a good reason, but it was kind of like a popularity contest. Remember when every content creator ever was using the same Canon 80D or the Canon G7X and the Sony RX100 as a point and shoot option? Nowadays in 2022, almost every brand has offerings that are incredible for their own reasons. Sony with the entire Alpha lineup, Canon with the R5, R6, R10, Fuji with the X100V and medium format options, Panasonic with the Lumix GH6, Nikon with the Z7 II and the Z30, it goes on and on. My point is that you don't need to be loyal to one brand for the rest of your life anymore, or even at the same time. So I have friends that shoot with multiple camera systems because some camera brands offer features that others don't. So yes, I'm a Sony user through and through, but that's because my husband and Chris, as you guys know, and I own a ton of Sony gear. Our employees also use Sony equipment exclusively. So from a business perspective, it only makes sense for us to kind of stay in the same family, but that doesn't mean you can't make the switch or add a different brand to your arsenal at any point. So don't give in to the hype that one brand has over the other because it just seems popular. Just look at what your needs are in a camera brand and then make that strategic decision from there. My editor Josh, for example, he has shot Sony for like over 5 years and he's about to switch over to Fuji because it aligns more with his creative vision. Some people say that fixing it in post is cheating. It's not cheating. Like I just mentioned, camera tech is getting really, really good, especially with cameras that have full frame sensors and really good ISO performance. Most photos can definitely be fixed in post. The only reason I'm saying this is because as long as you're not absolutely dense while you're shooting, you should be able to achieve what you want, whether that's while shooting or in post later. And sometimes you just have more control over the effect you're trying to achieve, like motion blur, for example. So take this photo that Josh and I took in New York City, and yeah, using a slower shutter speed would have been cool to capture the movement in the background. Yeah, but like it's nothing a little Photoshop can't help with, and we didn't really know we wanted this effect until later, and now I'm 100% sharp in the photo no matter what happens. I rest my case. Last but not least, some of my friends disagree with me on this. You know who you are, don't come for me, okay? So some people think that buying presets or using presets is lame or like not worth the money or like a cop out. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm just so done. Like, just stop. So some people think that using presets is cheating and a waste of money, okay? I think, my perspective, this is why we're talking, I think they're an efficiency tool and a learning tool, okay? So you can apply a preset and get your edit most of the way there, if not all the way there, just with a few clicks. Or you can buy a preset from a photographer that you admire their style, and then you get to kind of like peek into their settings or how they achieve those effects yourself. So I'm not saying always buy presets, but you could make your own. And this is where I mentioned that I have presets for sale on my website, www.lizziepeirce.com. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. If you want my presets, they're there. Thanks for listening to me rant. I am also 100% sober, just so you know. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. Please hit the notification bell to get notified for all future videos. If you want to see me rant some more, drop it low in the comments. I love you, bye. See you in 2023, baby.